Hello, my lovely people. Yes, I thought that I would actually tell you guys. Yes, I have had jury duty. That's where I've been, and that's what I've been up to. I've had jury duty for like the past 2-3 days, something like that. And I went down there, and there was like maybe 75 people there. And out of those 75 people, like, they took the first group, and I was sitting there. I was like so bored. It's the first time I've ever had jury duty. Nobody in my whole family has ever had jury duty, because like nobody registers to vote or whatever, which I think is really stupid. But anyways, I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about me. So like, oh my goodness, I got there at like 8 o'clock, and I didn't leave till 5. And they gave us a break from like 11 to like, no, not 11, from like 11:30 to like, I don't know, till 2, I think. And I went and had lunch with people, blah, 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 blah. And when I come back, they finally had selected us to go next, right? The next group of people. So I get up there, and I'm like, man, it's like, I'm so crazy. Like, I've only been to court, I don't know, maybe 3 times, and none of it was for me. It was for somebody else. And that has been like years ago. I've never really, been in trouble with the law or anything, so I don't really know that much. Well, I know that much, but, to go in the courtroom and see how everything runs and operates, which now I'm thinking about, that'd be a pretty good idea, just to go in there and sit sometimes and watch, right? So, long story short, I go in the little courtroom thing, and I'm like sitting in the box where the jury sits, and that's like so awesome. It's like something you'd see off TV. And like, I really enjoyed it. I really did. And I get paid every day. Not every day. They're gonna send me a check in the mail. I kind of enjoyed it. Like I said, I've been wanting to, I wanted to get chosen to be one of the people that gets to sit in there at the trial, part of the jury. And I did. Yesterday they told me that I was chosen. So I went in today, and oh my gosh, they asked so many questions. Like, I was like worried they was gonna ask me like a question where I was really gonna have to give like my opinion, because I'm really opinionated. And if they was gonna be like, do you believe in corporal punishment? Raise your hand. And I'm like, and I would have been like, yeah, I believe in corporal punishment. No, I wouldn't have been like that, because what is that? I wonder what that was. That's my sticker is stuck to my dress. I took it off in the car. See? Juror. Woo. But anyhow, so basically it was a guy on trial. The other 4 guys had there was 4 other guys with him, but they was not in there also. 2 of them had already done like a plea bargain or something, and one of them was a warrant issued for him because he wasn't there, didn't come, or some kind of crap, I don't know. And then the other guy that was actually in there, the long story short, he basically was trafficking drugs. Like, I kind of wish it was a murder trial, because it would have been more interesting and fun. But I don't want to wish it on the part that, that they would actually be a victim somewhere, if you can understand what I'm trying to say. But long story short, the guy that was there, I don't remember his name. I remember what he looks like, but I don't remember his name or anything. And he had a bunch of charges brought against him, like obstruction, like evading the police or something. And I think he might have attacked a police officer, and I think he was possession of a firearm or something. And also he had several counts of drugs. Like, for example, all the ones that I can't remember all of them because he had so many, but the ones that really stuck out that I wasn't aware that was in the county where I live, he was charged with possession and intent to sell for each one of these. That would be cocaine, ice, marijuana, and ecstasy. And I couldn't believe that, because that guy, he was younger than I was, which I'm super young. No, I'm kidding. But seriously, he was younger than me, and they told exactly where it was in the county. And, I couldn't believe stuff like that is going on in the county in which I reside. because where I live is such a, I guess, like a low crime thing here. I wasn't expecting stuff like that. So I think I'm going to go sit in court sometimes and listen what's going on. But, so when I was like in the little box and they was asking us questions, you had to stand up. The judge is like, okay. He says to stand up, state your name, what part of the county you're in, what you do for a living, and if you're single or married. And if you're married, then you have to give your spouse's name and what they do for a living, right? So I was like, oh my God. Which I've addressed a lot of people before. The most people I've addressed at one time is probably close to 1,000. And that was like back in high school, and that's when I had to address, not when I had to address somebody, but like me and a whole bunch of people had to get in front of like the whole student body at like an assembly or something. I don't remember. That's been a long time ago. I addressed probably, I'd say, right at 100 people, and I've done that several times before. So speaking in front of people is not really that big of a thing. I think what really gets me is addressing people that I know in large groups. Like, I don't know. Like, if I had to get in front of my whole church, I know all them people, and I know all them people love me, but it's still hard because, I guess because they know me, and I feel like they can criticize me. I guess that's what it is. I'm not really sure. Opposed to a stranger, them criticizing me doesn't mean anything. I don't really care because that's their opinion. And the people that know me, it's their opinion, but I take their opinion into consideration. Not that any of that crap matters. So while I was there, I had to stand up. I'm like, yeah, my name is Ginger, blah, 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 blah. And I'm not telling you my last name. If you want to find it, go look for it. I'm like, yeah, my name is Ginger. And I don't talk like that. I'm like, yes, my name is Ginger, so-and-so. And I am in such and such place, which you guys can find where I'm at too because it's already on YouTube, but I'm not going to keep posting it. And I am a writer, and I am single. And that was like so embarrassing because I was having to tell everybody, yeah, I'm still single. Okay, so I'm getting off the point. So yeah, jury duty's over. As soon as we went in there, it's like, okay, the judge is like, we all sat down, and I was like, I wish I could have been juror number 1. I was juror number 2 because juror number 1 gets to read off the little paper thing. So anyhow, okay. So anyways, so I was juror number 2. So when we went in there, we all sat down, and he's like, good morning, blah, 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 blah. And it was a closed trial also. And he asked the defense, were they ready to proceed? Or I think, was he ready to proceed? And and that's when I seen the guy that he's defending tap him on the shoulder. And I'm like, oh snap, something's just going to go down. And that's when he leaned over and listened to him say something. And then that's when the lawyer told the judge that he said, Your Honor, something other that we need to, something other's come forth that we need to discuss, not in the jury's presence. So they marched us right back out of the courtroom into that little room back in the back where they have the table and the chairs. And we sat back there for like 30 minutes. And finally the judge and the 2 lawyers come in, and like some of the bailiffs or whoever it was, I'm sure the judge came in there. And he was talking to us. And he had said that, the guy had decided to go ahead and do a plea bargain for all the charges that was brought up against him. And instead of, because see, if it would have continued to go through court, he would have received a minimum sentence of 20 years to life or something like that, and or 20 years or something. And but since he took the plea bargain, then he got 20 years and only has to serve 16 or something like that. And we were just all talking and cutting up from there on. I don't know. The whole experience of being on jury duty was awesome. I personally recommend it and would do it again. Not only do you get to meet new people, especially upstanding citizens within your community in which you live, but you also get to learn a little bit more about legalities, I guess you could say. And overall, it was pretty cool. Even though I didn't get to really do anything, and I was super psyched about doing it. And they had told us yesterday that we'd be there till Thursday. So for them to tell us that was it, I was kind of disappointed a little. But it's okay. It's all good, and I had fun, and I hope they pick me again. I will talk to you people later. Y'all keep it real. Bye.